Good morning, students. So, today I'm going to give the summary of lesson number 6, My Childhood. My Childhood is an extract which has been taken from Wings of Fire, which is an autobiography of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. That full form of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam is Abul Bakir Jalaluddin Abdul Kalam. Okay. So he was known, means he is known as the missile man of our country, and he was also ex-president of our country, and he had contributed to develop our country. So today we are going to read about this extract, My Childhood. So in this extract, we will come to know that how many incidents and what are the incidents that took place in his life. Okay, so let's start. So he was born in middle class family in Rameshwaram, which was situated in Madras. As it is described about his father, that his father was not well educated and not too much wealth also. So whatever he had, he was just giving his parents well. Okay, sorry, his children well. Okay, and his mother name is Ashiamma, and she was very kind, very generous, because you know what, every day she used to cook food for the, not for her family, for her outsiders, means for outsiders also. So at that moment, the Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam said here that he could not recount, he could not recall that how many person used to come to his house for eating only. Means you can understand that he could calculate it, that means as his family members are there, so just like that, outsiders were also there for eating. Okay, so he was extinguished, means his physical appearance was not so good, that who looks that comparison to his parents also. So he was one of many children, and he was living with his ancestral house. That ancestral that you know very well, that is belonged to your grandfather's house. Okay, so that house was a Pakka house, and this is situated in Mosque Street of that Rameshwaram Street. Okay, so it was totally talk about that how it was. And here, as I have told you, as it is mentioned here, that his father did not have too much money, so he always avoid the luxurious thing and the comfort, but whatever the necessary thing that we need in our life every day, that is medicine, food, cloth, all that things. These are the necessary things that we need every day. So he just fulfill all that things. Okay. So in this way, you can understand that how he was bring up, how he was brought up. Okay. So now, when the Second World War took place in 1939, so at that time, the tamarind seeds were in demand. Means everywhere, means every people just asking for tamarind seeds. So unknowingly that he was collecting the seeds, tamarind seeds, and he used to sell it at the provision which was in his street also. So when he sold it, so he earned 1 anna. That means feels, when he earned 1 anna, so it means he feels what he felt like that he was just like a prince. Means, as you know, that the prince had a lot of things, so he just felt like that he is just like a prince. So whatever the incident, means whatever the things were going at that time, means in Second World War, so everything, means every news that he was told by his brother-in-law, that is Jalaluddin. Okay, so Jalaluddin told each and everything about this war, but he also read this information, this news in the next day in Dinamani newspaper. So Dinamani is the newspaper's name. Okay, so he used to read that all the information which is going on, means that Second World War. Okay, so everything was going well, means here, this where he was living, this was a isolated area, means we can understand where he was living. See here, this is the place where he was living. So it was not affected by that war. It was not affected. This place is not affected by the war, and But our India was forced to join that allied force. Our India was forced that join the allied force, and here at that moment, means at that time, Britishers were ruling in our country. So we were forced to join that country, means for fighting. Okay. So here it was isolated area. There was no effect of war, but one casualty took place there. What? The train which was just passing from, means which was just going from there, it was suspended. It was suspended. The train was always, means the train always used to stop at Rameshwaram station. But now it was a station, means it was suspended due to this effect of war. So it was very difficult for his brother Samsuddin, who always used to go there at that station to collect the bundle of newspapers and to distribute his street. But this time it was very difficult to collect it. Why? Because the train was suspended. The train was suspended, so the train was not stopping at that particular stoppage, that is Rameshwaram station. Okay. So the people who were just handing that bundle of newspapers, they just started throwing the bundle of newspapers where they just threw it between the road, means road between the Rameshwaram and Dhanuskodi. So from there, Samsuddin was supposed to collect that bundle of newspapers. So it was difficult to collect bundle of newspapers alone. So he just asked, he just needed helping hand. So he asked APJ Abdul Kalam, just help him. So Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam went there and he helped him. And this was the first time, that he earned his first wages. His first wages, you can understand that as we, means as a person work anywhere and after 30 days he got salary. So just like that, he also wages, means charge of laborship. Okay, but here he was not doing like that. He was distributing the newspaper, and this in this way that he got, means he earned his first wages. And after 50 years, he felt, he learned, means he remembered that day when he earned his first wages. So it was the first time that with the help of his cousin Samsuddin, who helped him to earn his first wages. So now anyone can learn, means anyone can remember the first wages of his life. Okay. So he also so every children was or is inherited by their parents. So he was also inherited, not he only, his brother, his three brothers and sister. He was inherited by his parents. What he was inherited from his father? Discipline and honesty. From his mother? Good and kind. Okay, so these were the qualities that he got from his mother and father. And he had three close friends named Ramanand Sastri. Ramanand Sastri was the son of highest priest of Rameshwaram temple, that is Pakshi Lakshmana Sastri. Okay, Pakshi Lakshmana Sastri was the father of Ramanand Sastri. So after Pakshi Lakshmana Sastri, he just took the priesthood at that Rameshwaram temple. The second friend was Aravindan. So Aravindan started his tour and travels for pilgrims. Okay. The third friend, Shiv Prakashan. So Shiv Prakashan started catering, means he became contractor to serve the food in train. So these are the three friends, and he was Muslim, and all these three friends belonged to Brahmin family, Orthodox Brahmin family. So during annual Sri Sita Ram Kalyanam ceremony, so his family was means his family always supported with their boat, means they always decorate what? Their boat for what? For God, idol of God, which the Hindu, means that Brahmin, they just carry the idol of God Ram and Sita to the nearest place, that was pond that was known as Ram Tirtha, okay, which was near his house only, so you can understand that how they all were living together, okay. So now he also described about it that the children when he was a child, so at that time he used to sleep with his grandparents, or he used to be with them only at night time. So the grandparents used to tell the story of Ramayana and the life of Prophet Muhammad, so that they can learn something and they can develop their good personality, okay. So these were the reason that it happened. So one day, what happened one day as he was studying in 5th standard in elementary school, so at that time a new teacher came into his class, and he came, so he saw that I was sitting in the Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was sitting in front, as his habit was there. So he was sitting with his friend Ramanand Sastri, and he wore a cap which identifies which part that he was a Muslim. And beside him, Ramanand Sastri, who was a son of Pakshi Lakshmana Sastri, who was the priest of Rameshwaram temple, and who wore sacred thread that he wore. So because of that only, that teacher could not digest, that teacher could not tolerate it, that how a Muslim boy, a Brahmin or Hindu boy is sitting together. So he asked Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, just go back and sit there. Okay, he just wanted to show something. He just made differentiate or partiality, or you can understand that inequality among the people. So because of that only, he said, you just go back and sit there. At that moment he stood up and went back, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and he sat there. He felt very bad at that moment, and he depressed also. And Ramanand Sastri, he also felt very bad, very depressed. Even anyone could see tears in his eyes, because they both were what? They both were friends, fast friends. They were sitting together, and in the school there should not be any partiality or difference. So this was the reason that they both were doing this, okay. So after school, when all went to school, went to home, so they both had told each and everything what had happened in the class to the respected parents. APJ Abdul Kalam told to his parents, Ramanand Sastri told to his father, Ramanand Sastri. So at this moment, Ramanand Sastri called someone, that new teacher. The new teacher was presented over there, and before them means before Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam and Ramanand Sastri, Lakshmana Sastri scolded him, and he said, you should not make partiality, means you should not make difference, you should not spread the poison of what? Social inequality. Okay, so you are a teacher, so you have to give what? Education. So it is better that you should apologize them, or it is better that you should quit this island or school. Okay, you just leave that island. So he did not he did not only improve himself, he improved his personality also, means teacher, because he reformed Lakshmana Sastri, he reformed the new teacher character. Okay, so on that day this thing happened. So here, you know what, in those area, means all people were living like that, means there were some groups of social religious, so they were in different social groups. So there were a science teacher, Subramaniam Iyer, okay, and as he was also belonged to Orthodox Brahmin, but he had a very conservative wife, who always, and this Subramaniam Iyer, a science teacher, he had given his best to break the barrier of social barrier. Okay, means he just wanted to what? He just wanted to make a similarity or equality among the people, among the relations. So because of that only, one day, means he always used to sit with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He always used to spend his time with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and one day he said that Kalam, means you should go for that, because he recognized that how he was studying and how he was good in science. So he said that I want you to develop so that you are on par with the highly educated people of the big cities. Means he just wanted that he should earn some name and fame. And right now you understand, means you can understand that how he is famous among us. So one day he invited me, that science teacher invited Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He invited for dinner. So at that moment, his wife was surprised. Actually, his wife was not ready to serve. His wife was not ready to allow that any other religion should come into her kitchen for dinner or lunch or breakfast, whatever. She was not ready. But when he invited him, he went there. Means Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam went, and when he went, so she did not serve. His wife did not serve him. So at that moment, he did not feel angry. Means this science teacher, he did not feel angry, and he did not say anything to his wife. Simply, he just served the food to his disciple, and he also sat beside him to have dinner together. And here the Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam mentioned that as he was eating rice and drinking water, so at that moment the science teacher's wife was just looking behind the door, that how I was eating, means just like means in a different way or same way, means it seemed, means he was a child, so he just thought like that. So she was just looking like that, and when we cleared the floor also, then also she was just looking the same way. Okay. So when I was about to leave that house, science teacher's house, so once again he invited me next weekend for the next dinner. Okay. So at that time he was surprised that why he was doing like that, means why he is inviting me. So he said that I felt that you have not eaten, means you were he observed that you have some hesitation. So not too upset, you can come again and you can, means we can have dinner together. Actually, you know what? He just wanted to break. He just, if you're going to change the system, so definitely you will face different types of problems in your life on your way to changing your system. So he also felt that time. Okay. So this time, when Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam visited his house again, when he went again for dinner, so at that time he was totally surprised. Why totally surprised? Because at that time his wife was welcoming him. His wife took him into the kitchen where she herself served the food to him. Now see the changes. Now see the changes of her, that how she had changed and how she was serving food to him. Okay. Then the Second World War was over, and Mahatma Gandhi, who just declared that Indians will build their own nations and they will follow their own constitution. So this time it happened, and the whole country, they were feeling very happy, and they were enjoying this, they were just celebrating this thing. So at that moment he asked his father, actually he just wanted to study further, so for higher education also, so that he had to go to headquarters, means district headquarters, that is Ramanathapuram, for further study, for higher study. So he asked his father. So his father did not deny, but he said something. Abul, I know you have to go away to grow. Means he knew. Not only he, every father, every parents knows it. Means every parents know about their child that they one day they had to go. They have to go. So he said that, Abul, I know you have to go away to grow. Does the seagull not fly across the sun alone and without nest? Means here he also compared a bird who means which name is seagull. Means here, what about a bird? Bird is born to what? Fly. And there is no mason, there is no laborer to build its nest. They are their what? Maker, means future maker, you can understand. They can do anything by, means they can do for themselves only. Okay, so now he quoted Khalil Gibran to his hesitant mother. Actually, his mother was not ready to leave her son. She was hesitating. But here he said what? Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you but not from you. You have given them birth. You have given them birth. But it doesn't matter that you will just give your thoughts to them. It doesn't matter. Means you should not. Because you may give them your love but not your thoughts. You should not, means you cannot give them your thoughts, but you can support them. You can love them. You can care for them, but you cannot give your thoughts. Okay? Because they have their own thoughts. Because they have their own thoughts. So this is the way that of his father gave this Khalil's quote so that she could understand and she would allow her son to go for further study. And because of that only we are reading about. So now how was the story? I hope that you have learned something from this story, from this incident also. The child, whatever happened in his childhood. So I think you have understood. So thank you so much.